The human brain, a roughly 3-pound organ, encapsulates the essence of our existence, our thoughts, feelings, memories, and senses. Yet, for all the advancements in science and neuroscience, this complex network of neurons remains shrouded in mystery. What makes the brain so exceptional? Structurally, the brain is an intricate tapestry of cells, comprising approximately 86 billion neurons and more than 1 trillion glial cells. Neurons are the messengers, transmitting signals through electrical impulses, while glial cells provide support and protection. Together, they form a web of connections that allow us to experience the world around us. The differences in human brains are astounding. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have prodigious memories while others struggle to recall simple facts? Research suggests that individual differences in brain structure, such as the size of specific regions, can significantly impact our cognitive abilities. For instance, studies have shown that people with larger hippocampi, the part of the brain crucial for memory formation, tend to excel in tasks that require spatial navigation and memory retention. But the mysteries of the brain extend beyond its physical properties. One of the most captivating questions neuroscience seeks to answer is how the brain generates consciousness. What does it mean to be aware? Why do we perceive our own existence? This enigmatic quality of consciousness has puzzled philosophers and scientists alike for centuries. Imagine a brain with no conscious experience, a state akin to being in a dream, where stimuli are processed without awareness. Such studies challenge our understanding of self-awareness and the nature of existence. Neurologists like Christoph Koch and Antonio Damasio have dedicated their lives to unraveling consciousness, exploring theories that range from neural correlates to integrated information theory. As we delve deeper, we find tantalizing clues hidden in the workings of the brain. After all, the brain is not merely a biological organ, it is a world unto itself, constantly evolving and adapting. We call this phenomenon brain plasticity, the ability of the brain to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. This remarkable capability allows us to learn new skills, recover from injuries, and adapt to changing environments. For instance, research shows that when one part of the brain becomes damaged, other areas can sometimes take over its functions. Consider the case of a stroke survivor who relearns to speak after extensive therapy, demonstrating the brain's extraordinary capacity for recovery. Yet, despite our growing understanding of the physical structure and capabilities of the brain, many questions remain unanswered. How do emotions shape our perceptions and decisions? What role does the subconscious mind play in our daily lives? As we ponder these questions, we are led to explore the next chapter, the complexities of memory. Ready to dive deeper? Memory is one of the most fundamental aspects of our identity. It drives our daily experiences and is integral to our relationships and decision-making. But how does memory work, and why does it sometimes betray us? The human memory can be broadly categorized into 3 types: sensory memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Sensory memory captures fleeting impressions, sounds, sights, smells, while short-term memory holds information temporarily, allowing us to recall it for brief periods. Long-term memory, however, is where the real mystery lies. It is not a static vault but an active, dynamic storehouse that changes over time. Research by psychologists, like Elizabeth Loftus, has shown how memories can be manipulated, leading to the phenomenon known as false memories. For instance, in legal settings, eyewitness accounts, often deemed trustworthy, have been proven unreliable. Loftus's studies have illustrated that our recollections can be influenced by external factors, casting doubt on the accuracy of our memories. As we navigate life, our experiences are encoded in various forms: explicit memories, which are those we can consciously recall, and implicit memories, which influence our behavior without our awareness. The interplay between these 2 forms leads to the richness and complexity of our recollections. One remarkable case that highlights the intricacies of memory is that of H.M., a man who underwent surgery in 1953 to treat epilepsy. Following the procedure, he could no longer form new explicit memories, a condition known as anterograde amnesia. Yet he retained his implicit memories, allowing him to learn new skills, such as drawing, a fascinating reminder that our brains can retain knowledge in unexpected ways. In essence, memory shapes our identities. Our ability to remember and forget influences our emotions, intellect, and personal growth. But it comes with a cost. Each recall can alter a memory, introducing inaccuracies into what we might consider a reliable account. This begs the question, is there such a thing as objective truth in memory? Moreover, the realm of memory is deeply intertwined with emotion. Neuroscientists like Joseph Ledoux have studied how the amygdala, a small almond-shaped structure within the brain, plays a pivotal role in the emotional context of memories. Emotional events are often remembered more vividly than neutral ones, a phenomenon known as the flashbulb memory. Have you ever found yourself recalling a significant event with startling clarity, while mundane moments fade into obscurity? This might be due to the emotional weight attached to those memories. As we continue to uncover the mysteries of how memories are formed, stored, and recalled, we must also consider the dual nature of memory. It is both a gift and a potential burden. The pain of remembering can be as profound as the joy, leading us to question whether we would be better off if we could forget certain memories entirely. With this perspective in mind, let's transition to our next chapter, which explores the remarkable phenomenon of brain plasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and reshape itself over time. Are you ready to learn how your brain can change? Brain plasticity, or neuroplasticity, is the extraordinary ability of the brain to change throughout an individual's life. This dynamism challenges the long-held belief that our brains are fixed after a certain age. The concept that we can continue to develop new neural pathways and adapt is nothing short of revolutionary. Imagine a young child learning to speak or walk. Each new experience lays down neural connections that form the basis of who they become. But plasticity is not limited to childhood. Adults also have the potential to foster change through learning and experience. For instance, an adult learning a new language demonstrates profound brain changes, neural connections expand, and the brain's structure alters in response to this challenge. One remarkable study conducted by neurologist Eleanor McGuire illustrates the brain's remarkable plasticity. McGuire studied London taxi drivers, who undergo rigorous training to memorize the city's intricate layout. Upon scanning their brains, she found that these drivers had a larger hippocampus than non-taxi drivers, demonstrating how the brain physically adapts to demands placed upon it. But what happens when the brain suffers an injury? Can it recover? Research has shown that recovery is possible. Patients who have experienced strokes or traumatic brain injuries can often regain lost abilities through rehabilitation, as other parts of the brain compensate for the damaged areas. Yet, this recovery is not uniform. Factors such as age, time since injury, and the type of rehabilitation can greatly influence the outcome. Neuroscientists have explored the potential of neuroplasticity in various contexts, including how it can aid individuals suffering from conditions like dyslexia or post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Interventions like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, have shown that it is possible to reshape negative thought patterns and create new pathways that lead to healthier behaviors. But the question remains, how do we harness the power of neuroplasticity for personal growth? Simple practices, such as mindfulness meditation, have been shown to strengthen the connection between brain regions involved in self-awareness and emotional regulation. As we become more aware of our thoughts and emotions, we can actively reshape our cognitive experiences and navigate challenges more effectively. Yet, the most profound implications of neuroplasticity lie in its ability to empower people. Imagine a world where individuals with brain injuries or developmental disorders can tap into their brain's innate capacity for change. As we explore these possibilities, we must ponder the ethical ramifications of manipulating the brain's plasticity. What does it mean for our sense of self if we can change our neural pathways so significantly? These questions lead us to consider the next profound mystery of the human brain: how emotions influence cognition and decision-making. Are our choices truly ours, or are they impacted by our emotional states? Let's unravel the delicate dance between emotion and reason in the next chapter. Emotions drive us in ways we often fail to recognize. They are the invisible hand that shapes our decisions, influences our relationships, and determines our actions. But what exactly are emotions, and how do they intertwine with our cognition? The study of emotions is a vast field that encompasses psychology, neuroscience, and even philosophy. At their core, emotions are biochemical reactions that signal to us how we should respond to our environment. When we experience fear, for instance, our bodies release stress hormones that prepare us for fight or flight. Yet, emotions are not merely reactive, they also play a crucial role in decision-making. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio posited that emotions are foundational to rational thought. He observed patients with damage to the emotional centers of their brains and discovered that they struggled with decision-making, despite their intellectual capabilities. This led him to propose the somatic marker hypothesis, which suggests that our emotional responses serve as markers that guide our choices. When faced with a decision, these markers help us weigh options based on past emotional experiences. In an experiment conducted by neurologist Red Montague, participants played a gambling game that tested their ability to make choices with varying risks. His findings revealed that individuals who relied primarily on rational calculations often made less favorable decisions than those who incorporated emotional feedback. This intriguing revelation highlights the balance between emotion and logic, challenging the age-old notion that we must separate our feelings from our rational selves. Moreover, societal influences also play a significant role in shaping our emotional responses. Cultural norms dictate how we express emotions, leading to varying responses based on context. For example, in collectivist cultures, expressing emotions openly might be discouraged, while individualist cultures may promote emotional authenticity. As we unveil the relationship between emotions and cognition, we must consider how these dynamics affect our everyday lives. Each choice we make can be traced back to an emotional foundation, whether it be a decision in relationships, career paths, or even what we choose to consume. The interplay of emotion and cognition reveals how deeply our feelings root themselves into our identities. But does that mean we are at the mercy of our emotions? Fortunately, research indicates that we can develop emotional intelligence, a skill that allows us to become more aware of our emotional responses and regulate them effectively. This awareness empowers us to make decisions that are not merely reactive but thoughtfully considered, integrating emotion with rational thought. As we reflect on how our emotions guide our decisions, let's transition to our next chapter, where we will explore the profound question of consciousness and the nature of self. Consciousness is perhaps the most intricate and elusive concept in neuroscience. It defines our experiences, shapes our realities, and unravels the mystery of what it means to be self. But what does it really mean to be conscious? Philosophers have long debated the nature of consciousness. Some argue it is merely a byproduct of brain activity, while others propose that it is a fundamental aspect of the universe. Neurologists like David Chalmers have categorized the hard problem of consciousness, which questions how and why we have subjective experiences. To understand consciousness better, scientists employ advanced neuroimaging techniques to observe brain activity in real time. Studies have shown that even during sleep, the brain remains active, processing information and consolidating memories, a remarkable revelation about the continuity of consciousness. One of the most fascinating phenomena in the study of consciousness is the concept of split-brain patients. When the corpus callosum, the structure that connects the two hemispheres of the brain, is severed, patients exhibit unique behaviors. They may struggle to verbally articulate thoughts that originate in one hemisphere but excel in nonverbal tasks linked to the other, sparking questions about the unity of self. Are we truly one cohesive entity, or is the self an illusion created by the brain? The implications of consciousness extend beyond science and philosophy. They also reach into the realm of ethics, particularly in discussions regarding artificial intelligence. If machines develop consciousness, what does that mean for our definition of life and sentience? The ethical dilemmas surrounding this question are profound and demand careful consideration as technology advances. As we explore consciousness, we cannot ignore the profound impact of altered states. From meditation to psychedelic experiences, these states challenge our conventional understandings of consciousness, offering glimpses into different realities. Research into psychedelics like psilocybin has demonstrated their potential to foster creativity and personal insights, reshaping our comprehension of consciousness itself. In navigating the complexities of consciousness, we confront our own existence and the nature of reality itself. Are we merely products of brain activity, or is there something more profound at play? As we embark on this exploration, we pose the ultimate question: what truly makes us human? This inquiry leads us to consider the next chapters of our adventure, where we unravel the final mysteries of the human brain. The human brain, an intricate organ of unparalleled complexity, harbors a remarkable system that allows us to translate thoughts into language. This transformation from the abstract to the concrete is nothing short of miraculous. A series of studies suggest that the brain regions involved in language processing are even more extensive than previously thought. For instance, Broca's area, situated in the frontal lobe, is responsible for speech production, while Wernicke's area, located in the temporal lobe, focuses on language comprehension. But how do these regions communicate? It turns out they are interconnected, creating a symphony of neural pathways that allow for nuanced expression and understanding. One fascinating case is that of a man named Paul Broca, after whom Broca's area is named. In the 1860s, Broca studied a patient who could only say the word tan but understood everything said to him. This revealed the existence of language comprehension separate from speech production. Neuroscience has since elucidated the complexity of this language network. Studies using advanced imaging techniques like fMRI have mapped out these connections, showing how thoughts crystallize into coherent speech. In one particular experiment, researchers observed that brain activation patterns differed depending on whether individuals were listening to or speaking language. Furthermore, another groundbreaking study published in the journal Nature highlighted that as individuals listen to stories, their brain activity syncs, indicating shared neural responses during language processing. This synchronization phenomenon illuminates not only how language operates but also provides insights into empathy and social connection. Yet, despite our understanding of language's mechanics, numerous mysteries remain. How do we generate new words? Why does language evolve, and what roles do cultural factors play in this evolution? Every day, we use language fluidly, yet it remains one of the brain's greatest enigmas. As we continue to explore these hidden layers of thought and language, we may unlock even more secrets about ourselves. But first, what happens when communication breaks down either through injury or disease? How does the brain's innate ability to construct language falter, and what does that reveal about our cognitive processes? Dreams, those ethereal narratives we experience every night, remain one of the most perplexing aspects of the human brain. Since ancient times, humans have been fascinated by dreams. In many cultures, they were seen as prophetic or connected to the divine. But from a scientific perspective, what lies behind our dream states? During REM sleep, our brains are extremely active, almost as if they are awake. This phenomenon was first documented in the 1950s when researchers conducted studies revealing that our brainwaves during this phase resemble those of waking hours. Yet, the content of dreams varies wildly, from mundane daily activities to surreal scenarios that defy logic. One prevailing theory, known as the activation synthesis hypothesis, posits that dreams are the brain's way of making sense of random neural activity. In contrast, Sigmund Freud proposed that dreams act as a window into our subconscious, revealing our deepest desires and fears. Recent studies support this notion, suggesting that dreams can play an important role in problem-solving and emotional processing. A groundbreaking experiment conducted by researchers from the University of California, Berkeley, indicated that people who were allowed to nap and dream about a challenging task performed better on that task after waking. This suggests that dreams might serve a practical purpose by helping us process emotions and experiences. Yet, the specific mechanisms of how dreams aid in cognitive development are still largely unknown. What, for instance, could dreams tell us about the human experience? Are they merely the brain's way of defragmenting memories, or do they offer deeper insights into our psyche? As we delve further into the enigmatic world of dreams, we might uncover revelations about our consciousness. But what happens when dreams turn into nightmares? These terrifying experiences raise alarm bells about our emotional health. What do they reveal about our fears? And how do they affect our waking lives? As we advance further into the 21st century, the intersection of neuroscience and technology is unveiling new potential and presenting unprecedented challenges. The advent of neurotechnology has enabled scientists not only to study brain activity in real time but also to interact with our neural circuitry. One groundbreaking example is brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, which allow individuals to control devices solely with their thoughts. Companies like Neuralink have been pioneering this field, aiming to help people with disabilities regain control over their movements. Imagine a future where paralyzed individuals can communicate and interact through thought alone. This technology hinges on the principles of neuroplasticity, where the brain adapts and rewires itself based on new experiences. Research published in journals like Nature Neuroscience indicates that even small brain regions can learn to control external devices after training. Yet, this frontier does not come without ethical concerns. As we tread into this territory, we face questions about privacy, consent, and the potential for misuse. What happens if someone manipulates your thoughts or expressions through technology? Moreover, the rise of artificial intelligence is also influencing our understanding of cognition. Machine learning algorithms mimic certain brain functions, leading us to ask, can machines ever achieve consciousness? The implications of these advances are vast, extending into education, therapy, and even our understanding of identity. Yet, we must navigate this technological revolution with caution, ensuring we don't lose sight of the humanity that binds us. As we continue to explore the synergy between the brain and technology, what doors might we open, and what unintended consequences could arise from this interplay? Mental health issues represent some of the most profound struggles faced in modern society, and they all stem from the indescribable complexity of the human brain. The World Health Organization estimates that over 264 million people worldwide suffer from depression, while hundreds of millions deal with anxiety disorders. Yet, despite their prevalence, misconceptions about mental illness persist. Understanding the brain mechanisms behind conditions like depression or schizophrenia can provide insight into these difficulties. Research has shown that imbalances in neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and dopamine, play a crucial role in various mental disorders. For instance, SSRIs, or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, have revolutionized the treatment of depression by increasing serotonin levels in the brain. One critical case study is that of Elizabeth Wurtzel, whose memoir Prozac Nation details her struggle with depression and how medication changed her life. However, while pharmacological treatments can offer relief for many, they are not a panacea. The brain's circuitry is as unique as its owner, meaning that what works for one person may not work for another. Additionally, access to mental health care remains an ongoing issue, highlighting the need for systemic changes in health services. As we dissect these complexities, the role of therapy becomes evident. Cognitive behavioral therapy and other therapeutic approaches help individuals rewrite their mental narratives, allowing them to regain agency over their lives. What becomes clearer is that to shift how we understand and treat mental health, we need to foster compassion and empathy while working toward a comprehensive approach to care. But what does the future hold for mental health treatment? How can we further unravel the mysteries of the brain while promoting healing and understanding in ways never before imagined? As we conclude our deep dive into the brain's mysteries, it becomes clear that the journey is only beginning. The field of neuroscience is advancing rapidly, unveiling astonishing discoveries about how the brain functions. From understanding the microcircuits of the brain to exploring the vast networks that govern our thoughts and feelings, each revelation offers more questions than answers. Researchers are now investigating the gut-brain axis, exploring how our digestive health impacts our mental well-being. Recent studies have uncovered links between gut microbiota and conditions like anxiety and depression. Could our overall health be intricately linked to our brains in ways we have yet to fathom? Moreover, the potential for regenerative medicine opens up new avenues for addressing neurological disorders. Imagine a future where we can repair brain injuries or reverse neurodegenerative diseases. This was once the realm of science fiction, yet it's becoming increasingly plausible. As we venture into this uncharted territory, the ethical implications become more pertinent. How do we responsibly navigate this evolving landscape of knowledge? The quest for understanding the human brain is also a quest for understanding ourselves, our consciousness, and our place in the universe. Every discovery nudges us closer to answering fundamental questions about what it means to be human. As we look to the future, what new revelations await? Will we uncover the final pieces of the puzzle, or will the brain remain an eternal mystery? One thing is certain: the exploration of the human brain will continue to enthrall and inspire generations to come. Imagine if the brain was not a static organ, but a dynamic one, capable of regeneration and growth throughout our lives. This concept, known as neurogenesis, is one of the most revolutionary discoveries in neuroscience. For decades, the prevailing belief was that we are born with a finite number of brain cells, and as we age, we lose them. However, groundbreaking research has unveiled a different story, one that suggests our brains can continue to produce new neurons, especially in the hippocampus, a region associated with learning and memory. In his book, The Brain That Changes Itself, psychiatrist Norman Doidge highlights several case studies of individuals whose brains have adapted in extraordinary ways. One such case is that of Michael Merzenich, a neuroscientist who demonstrated that elderly rats could regain memory function through learning new tasks. In studies, Merzenich found that stimulating the brain with challenging activities like puzzles or learning music could lead to the generation of new neurons. This discovery opens up a world of possibilities for therapies aimed at combating age-related cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. The implications of neurogenesis are vast. Imagine the potential for treating conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Researchers are investigating methods to enhance neurogenesis through various means, from exercise, which has been shown to increase the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, to diet, with studies suggesting that certain foods rich in antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids support brain health. For instance, a study published in the journal Nature Neuroscience found that running increased neurogenesis in mice, leading to improved learning and memory. But how might this translate into human experience? In a groundbreaking experiment, scientists at the University of Exeter studied the effects of physical activity on older adults, revealing that those who engaged in regular exercise had a higher volume of the hippocampus, correlating with better memory function. This research sparks an intriguing question: can we train our brains to retain and regenerate cognitive capacities as we age? Furthermore, the role of stress cannot be overlooked. Chronic stress has been shown to hinder neurogenesis, demonstrating the delicate balance between mental well-being and brain health. Studies indicate that mindfulness meditation can counteract stress-induced neurodegeneration, suggesting mental practices may be intricately linked to brain rejuvenation. As we delve deeper into the study of neurogenesis, the prospects for enhancing human potential become more exciting. What if we could not only preserve our cognitive abilities but enhance them beyond what we currently believe possible? With ongoing research, we stand on the precipice of unlocking human potential in ways previously thought impossible. As we explore these techniques, the question remains: how far can we push the limits of our brains? Before we move on, consider this: if our brains are capable of regeneration, could this fundamentally change how we approach aging and neurological disorders? The answers lie ahead as we continue our exploration of the remarkable human brain, an organ full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Did you know that your gut could influence your brain? This astonishing revelation comes from burgeoning research into the gut-brain axis, a complex communication network linking our digestive system with our central nervous system. Scientists have found that the trillions of microorganisms residing in our gut, collectively known as the microbiome, can have profound effects on our mental health and cognitive functions. A pivotal study conducted at the University of California, Los Angeles, highlighted this connection. Researchers found that individuals with a diverse gut microbiome exhibited greater cognitive flexibility, suggesting that the bacteria living in our intestines are crucial players in shaping our brain functions. Among the countless bacteria, certain strains have been identified to produce neurotransmitters, with lactobacillus producing gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, which significantly reduces anxiety levels. But what does this mean for our day-to-day lives? This gut-brain connection hints at the possibility that dietary choices can directly impact our mental state. Imagine eating a diet rich in probiotics, like yogurt and fermented foods, not just for physical health but as a means to boost mental well-being. Research has shown that consuming these foods can enhance mood and even alleviate symptoms of depression. The implications go beyond just mood; they extend into conditions like autism and schizophrenia. Emerging studies suggest that individuals with autism spectrum disorders exhibit distinct gut microbiota profiles. For instance, researchers at the University of Colorado found that a specific type of gut bacteria imbalance correlated with heightened anxiety and social deficits in autistic children. Could adjusting dietary habits or utilizing probiotics lead to significant changes in cognitive and emotional development in these individuals? The emerging answer may be a resounding yes. This understanding expands into the realm of mental illnesses, where researchers are exploring fecal microbiota transplantation, FMT, as a novel treatment for severe psychiatric disorders. Early trials show promise, indicating that transplanting healthy gut bacteria into individuals with depression leads to improvements in mood and cognition. As we build a deeper understanding of this gut-brain connection, the questions multiply. How much control do we have over our mental states through our gut health? Could a simple change in our diet revolutionize mental health treatment as we know it? As we continue to explore the intricate relationship between our gut and our brain, we may find that solutions to age-old questions about mental health lie not in the brain alone but in the very foods we choose to consume. So, what happens when we take this gut-brain axis into account? As we continue to investigate the complexities of this relationship, we start to uncover a broader paradigm for understanding mental health, one that combines psychiatry, nutrition, and neurology. The implications are profound, a shift in mental health treatment that embraces not just the brain but the body as a whole. Imagine a world where thoughts can be transmitted directly to machines, a reality once confined to science fiction. This concept is becoming increasingly tangible with advancements in brain-computer interface (BCI) technology. Researchers are developing systems that can decode neural signals, enabling direct communication between the brain and external devices. Imagine controlling a computer with just your thoughts, or even helping someone paralyzed regain movement. This is not merely the realm of imagination, it's the frontier of neuroscience. Pioneering work by companies like Neuralink, founded by Elon Musk, is at the forefront of this revolution. Neuralink aims to create ultra-high bandwidth brain-machine interfaces that can integrate seamlessly with human minds. Their ambitious goal is to not only treat neurological conditions but also enhance human cognitive capabilities. The implications of such technology stretch far beyond mere medical applications. They could redefine what it means to be human. One groundbreaking experiment conducted by a team at the University of California demonstrated that a monkey could control a robotic arm with its thoughts alone. This achievement showcases the incredible potential of BCIs, paving the way for applications that could help individuals with spinal cord injuries or neurological diseases regain independence. The concept of an implantable device that could restore lost sensory functions or even allow for enhanced capabilities raises ethical questions that we must confront. What are the implications of merging our brains with technology? Some experts warn of the risks of dependency on these devices, fearing that the integration could lead to a loss of individuality or cognitive privacy. However, proponents argue that such technologies could vastly improve quality of life and push the boundaries of human achievement. As we explore this intersection between human cognition and machine intelligence, we also confront philosophical questions. If we can upload our consciousness into a digital realm, what does that mean for the essence of being human? The implications of BCIs are profound, as they push the boundaries of what is possible, forcing us to confront our understanding of identity and consciousness itself. Furthermore, the potential applications of BCIs in fields such as education and entertainment are staggering. Imagine a classroom where students can directly download information into their brains, or a gaming experience where players can fully immerse themselves in the game world through neural stimulation. These advancements could transform not only individual lives but also our entire society. As we stand on the cusp of this new technological frontier, the question remains, are we prepared for the challenges and ethical dilemmas that lie ahead? As we navigate this uncharted territory, we must consider what it means to be human in an age of artificial intelligence and neural enhancement. In this journey to blend minds with machines, the possibilities are limitless, but so are the responsibilities that come with them. Did you know that for many years, it was believed humans could not generate new brain cells? This paradigm shifted dramatically in the late 20th century when groundbreaking studies emerged, suggesting that neurogenesis, the process of generating new neurons, indeed occurs in the adult brain. This revelation opened up exciting avenues in the field of neuroscience and enhanced our understanding of how our brains can adapt and recover from injuries. The discovery was spearheaded by neuroscientist Fernando Nottebohm in 1962, who found neurogenesis in birds. This sparked a broader inquiry into whether similar mechanisms exist in humans. It wasn't until the early 2000s that researchers, including the prominent neuroscientist Elizabeth Gould, conclusively demonstrated that new neurons could form in the adult hippocampus, an area crucial for learning and memory. This finding challenged our conventional understanding of the brain's static state, emphasizing its dynamic nature. As we delve deeper into neurogenesis, consider this: what drives the birth of new neurons? It turns out that various factors play a crucial role. Regular physical exercise is a powerful stimulant for neurogenesis. A study conducted at the University of Queensland revealed that aerobic exercise increased the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which is vital for the growth of new neurons. In a fascinating experiment involving adult rats, those that engaged in running showed a remarkable increase in new neuron generation compared to sedentary counterparts. Moreover, environmental enrichment, experiencing new challenges and stimuli, also fosters neurogenesis. Imagine living in an environment filled with novel experiences, social interactions, and cognitive challenges. In controlled studies, rodents raised in enriched environments exhibited a significant increase in neurogenesis compared to those in standard cages. These findings underscore the brain's adaptability and resilience. The implications of neurogenesis extend beyond enhancing learning and memory. They offer hope in treating conditions such as depression and anxiety. Researchers have suggested that impaired neurogenesis may be linked to these mental health disorders. In a clinical study, patients undergoing treatment for major depression were found to have lower levels of neurogenesis in their hippocampus compared to healthy individuals. Could stimulating neurogenesis pave the way for new therapies? Some antidepressants work by enhancing neurogenesis, further supporting the idea that a healthy brain can regenerate and recover. However, the journey of understanding neurogenesis is far from over. Critical questions remain: how do we optimize this process? Which specific factors most significantly impact neurogenesis in humans? Researchers continue to explore various lifestyle factors, such as diet, sleep, and stress management, to unlock the secrets to promoting brain health. For example, foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids, such as salmon and walnuts, have been shown to support neurogenesis. Likewise, adequate sleep is vital. During sleep, the brain clears out toxins and consolidates memories, creating an optimal environment for new neuron formation. The adventure into neurogenesis opens doors to a future where the brain's limits are continually redefined. Imagine a world where we can enhance our cognitive abilities and recover from neurological injuries through lifestyle choices and targeted therapies. The brain, once thought to be a fixed organ, is proving to be an extraordinary entity capable of rejuvenation and growth throughout our lives. So, what could this mean for mental health treatment, cognitive enhancement, and recovery from injuries? The answers are waiting to be discovered as we continue our exploration of the mysteries of the human brain. What if I told you that your gut might hold the key to understanding your brain? Recent studies reveal a profound connection between our gut microbiome and brain health, leading researchers to explore the exciting realm of the gut-brain axis. This intricate communication system between the gastrointestinal tract and the central nervous system has ignited a flurry of interest in both neuroscience and gut health. Researchers are now uncovering how the trillions of microbes in our intestines influence everything from mood to cognition. It is astonishing to think that the bacteria residing in our gut could affect our mental state, behavior, and overall cognitive function. The gut-brain axis operates through multiple pathways, including neural, hormonal, and immunological channels. One of the most fascinating aspects of this connection is the role of neurotransmitters. Approximately 90% of serotonin, a crucial neurotransmitter responsible for mood regulation, is produced in the gut. This striking fact challenges our understanding of mental health treatment and the importance of gut health. In fact, researchers have found that individuals with certain gastrointestinal disorders often report higher rates of anxiety and depression. This correlation raises questions: could improving gut health lead to improved mental well-being? In one landmark study, researchers at Harvard University examined the impact of probiotics on depression. Participants who received a daily probiotic supplement experienced a significant reduction in depressive symptoms compared to those who received a placebo. This finding highlights the potential for dietary interventions in mental health treatment. The growing popularity of gut health-focused diets, such as those rich in fiber, fermented foods, and antioxidants, reflects this emerging understanding. Foods like yogurt, sauerkraut, and kimchi are receiving renewed attention as natural sources of probiotics that may enhance mental well-being. Further, the gut microbiome also plays a crucial role in stress response. When stressed, the microbiome can be disrupted, leading to an imbalance that exacerbates anxiety and depression. Research involving mice has shown that those with a healthy gut microbiome are better equipped to handle stress, showcasing the importance of maintaining balance in our gut flora. For humans, this means managing stress may also involve paying attention to our diet and gut health. The implications extend beyond mood and stress to cognitive processes. In one pivotal study, researchers found that a specific strain of bacteria called Lactobacillus rhamnosus improved cognitive function and reduced anxiety-related behaviors in mice. While further research is imperative to understand the complexities of these relationships, the potential for probiotic therapies to aid cognitive function is an exciting prospect. However, the exploration of the gut-brain connection is not without challenges. The microbiome is incredibly diverse, and individual variations complicate our understanding of its impact on each person's brain. What works for one individual might not yield the same results for another. This complexity necessitates a more personalized approach to gut health and its influence on mental well-being. As we continue to investigate this groundbreaking field, the future holds fascinating possibilities. Imagine personalized dietary recommendations based on your unique microbiome composition, tailored mental health interventions, and a deeper understanding of how what we eat can directly influence our brain's health. The gut-brain connection is a vivid example of how interconnected our bodily systems are, urging us to consider a holistic approach to health and well-being. So, as we delve deeper into the brain's mysteries, we must also look inward, recognizing that our gut might be more significant than we ever imagined. Imagine a world where thoughts can be transmitted from one brain to another without a single spoken word. This may sound like science fiction, but advancements in brain-computer interface technology, BCI, are making this a tantalizing possibility. In recent years, scientists and engineers have made remarkable progress in developing technologies that enable direct communication between human brains and computers, potentially revolutionizing how we interact with technology and each other. The concept of BCIs isn't new, but the technology's rapid maturation is astonishing. One of the most notable projects is the work by Elon Musk's Neuralink. Launched in 2016, Neuralink aims to create a high-bandwidth interface that connects humans and computers. In 2021, they showcased a pig named Gertrude with a chip implanted in her brain, demonstrating the ability to track neuron activity in real time. This breakthrough offers a glimpse into the future of BCI technology, where individuals could control devices using their thoughts, potentially benefiting those with mobility impairments. But what does this mean for the average person? BCIs have the potential to enhance human capabilities. Imagine being able to learn a new skill by simply transferring knowledge from a skilled person's brain directly to yours. Studies have already suggested that brain patterns associated with learning can be captured and analyzed. In experimental settings, researchers have demonstrated that it might be possible to implant these patterns into another brain, effectively allowing them to learn faster and more efficiently. Moreover, BCIs could play a critical role in mental health treatment. For individuals suffering from debilitating conditions such as depression or PTSD, targeted stimulation through a BCI might provide relief by directly influencing brain circuits involved in mood regulation. In clinical trials, devices that stimulate specific brain areas have shown promise in reducing symptoms of treatment-resistant depression, hinting at a future where mental disorders might be approached through technological interventions. However, the ethical implications of this technology are monumental. What happens when we can control thoughts, emotions, or behavior through a machine? Privacy concerns loom large. How do we protect individuals from potential misuse or unauthorized access to their thoughts? Furthermore, as BCIs grow more sophisticated, the question arises, who has the right to access and manipulate this data? Society must grapple with these pressing ethical dilemmas as we move toward this uncharted territory. As we look towards the horizon, the potential applications of BCIs extend beyond health. Imagine virtual reality experiences where thoughts alone guide your actions, or even new modes of collaboration that could reshape how we work together. The line between human and machine might blur, creating a future where the possibilities are limited only by our imaginations. In conclusion, as researchers and innovators pave the way for brain-computer interfaces, we stand on the verge of a groundbreaking revolution. The merging of minds and machines challenges us to rethink our relationships with technology. Will we embrace this future, where the brain's potential expands beyond its biological confines? One thing is for certain, the exploration of the human brain's mysteries is just beginning, and the future holds incredible promise. Neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable capacity to adapt and reorganize itself, offers hope to countless individuals navigating the challenging waters of recovery from trauma and injury. Imagine a man named Sam, who at 29 suffered a devastating stroke. Doctors warned that he might never walk again. However, through a combination of determination and innovative therapies, Sam not only regained mobility but also redefined his life's possibilities. This chapter delves deep into the science behind neuroplasticity, illustrating how rehabilitation techniques, such as constraint-induced movement therapy, can significantly enhance recovery outcomes. The brain is not a static organ, rather, it functions as a dynamic network of connections that can grow and change. Research by neuroscientists like Dr. Michael Merzenich, often considered the father of neuroplasticity, shows that our brains can create new neural pathways in response to learning and experience. Consider the case of stroke survivors who engage in intensive rehabilitation. Studies reveal that these individuals can enhance their functional recovery through ongoing electrical stimulation and physical therapy. One of the most compelling examples comes from a study conducted by researchers at the University of Southern California, where stroke patients who underwent targeted repetitive tasks saw significant improvements in motor functions. But why is this the case? The underlying mechanism of neuroplasticity involves the brain's ability to form new connections and strengthen existing ones after a traumatic event. An area known as the paralesional cortex becomes crucial here. This region surrounds the damaged part of the brain, and through therapy, it starts to take over functions lost due to injury. Neuroplasticity isn't only beneficial for those recovering from injuries, but it also plays a significant role in addressing mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for instance, has been shown to lead to structural changes in the brain associated with mood regulation. As we explore the limits of neuroplasticity, the fascinating case of a patient named Clive Waring comes to light. Struck by a viral infection that left him with profound amnesia, Clive showcases the brain's incredible adaptability. Despite his challenges, he retained the ability to play the piano, drawing on learned behaviors and skills preserved deep within the brain's network. This chapter will also introduce cutting-edge research on brain-computer interfaces that aim to harness neuroplasticity to aid in recovery. Picture a future where paralyzed patients can control prosthetic limbs seamlessly through thought. Such technology, though in its infancy, is already rewriting the rules of recovery and rehabilitation. So, what does the future hold for neuroplasticity in rehabilitation? Can we find ways to harness these incredible brain mechanisms to enhance our cognitive abilities or recover from psychological disorders? The answers lie at the intersection of neuroscience, technology, and human resilience, exploring potentials that continue to boggle the mind. Now that we've explored the depths of neuroplasticity, next, let's uncover the profound, often overlooked relationship between the brain and nutrition in Chapter 12. Imagine you had the power to boost your brain's performance simply by adjusting your diet. Shocking, isn't it? Food is fuel for the body, but what if it could also shape cognition, mood, and even memory? This chapter dives into the intricate relationship between nutrition and brain health, revealing how our dietary choices can influence everything from anxiety to cognitive decline. Let's take the story of Sarah, a college student battling cognitive fatigue during her final exams. Her reliance on fast food and sugary snacks led to a roller coaster of energy swings that severely impacted her focus. However, after shifting to a diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins, she noticed a remarkable improvement in her concentration and mood. This isn't just anecdotal, science backs it up. Research conducted at Harvard University suggests that a diet high in omega-3s, such as those found in fatty fish like salmon, correlates with improved cognitive function and reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease. The brain, after all, is composed of nearly 60% fat, and certain fats, specifically polyunsaturated fats, are essential for maintaining its health. But let's break it down further. What about carbohydrates? Studies suggest that complex carbohydrates, such as whole grains, not only provide energy but also ensure a consistent supply of glucose to the brain, which is crucial for cognitive functions. Additionally, micronutrients like vitamins B, D, and E are critical. Vitamin B12, for example, plays a significant role in nerve function and the production of neurotransmitters. Deficiencies can lead to memory loss and cognitive decline. The importance of these nutrients becomes even more pronounced in aging populations. A groundbreaking study reported in the journal Psychological Medicine found that older adults with low levels of vitamin D demonstrated significantly poorer cognitive performance. As we continue to explore the brain-nutrition nexus, we must not ignore the role of the gut. The gut microbiome, a colony of trillions of bacteria residing in our digestive tract, communicates with the brain through the gut-brain axis. Studies indicate that a healthy gut microbiome may enhance mood and support cognitive functions. But what does this mean for mental health? Evidence suggests that diets high in processed foods may contribute to anxiety and depression. Researchers at the University of Melbourne found that individuals consuming a Mediterranean-style diet, rich in fruits, vegetables, fish, and whole grains, reported lower levels of depression. It's clear that food is more than just sustenance, it's a powerful tool for enhancing our brain health. But can diet truly reverse conditions like Alzheimer's? Research is ongoing, but the prospects are exciting. As we move toward understanding how to use nutrition therapeutically, one wonders if as little as changing our plate can change our fate. In our next chapter, we will navigate the intriguing world of mind-expanding substances and their effects on human consciousness, a journey that might reveal even more about the capabilities of the human brain, its limits, and its potential. Psychedelics. Just the word evokes a range of reactions, from awe to fear. But what if these substances hold the key to unlocking the mysteries of consciousness? In this chapter, we will explore how psychedelics like psilocybin and LSD are being revisited in scientific discourse for their potential to deepen our understanding of the human brain and the nature of consciousness itself. Let's go back to the early 60s when Dr. Timothy Leary and his associates conducted groundbreaking research with LSD. While Leary is often remembered for his counterculture exploits, his experiments revealed fascinating insights into how altered states of consciousness could expand our perception of reality. Fast forward to today, and the landscape of psychedelic research is evolving rapidly. In recent clinical trials, psilocybin has shown promise in treating major depressive disorder. A study from Johns Hopkins University found that 2 doses of psilocybin led to a significant reduction in depression symptoms for the majority of participants, with many reporting lasting effects even months later. But what's happening in the brain during these experiences? Neuroimaging studies indicate that psychedelics can increase neural connectivity across different brain regions, resulting in a more integrated experience of consciousness, a state referred to as hyperconnectivity. This process allows for a breakdown of the usual limitations of the self, leading to feelings of unity and connectedness. However, the therapeutic application of psychedelics doesn't come without caution. The potential for adverse psychological reactions is real, and ongoing research seeks to understand the best ways to administer these substances safely. Experts emphasize the importance of the set and setting, the mindset of the individual and the environment in which the substance is taken, to maximize benefits while minimizing risks. As we dig deeper, consider the implications of psychedelics for understanding consciousness itself. Could these substances serve as gateways to uncover the underlying mechanisms of the brain's complex functions? Some researchers hypothesize that psychedelics may reveal new facets of consciousness hidden within the brain's architecture. The potential goes beyond just therapy. Scientists increasingly posit that psychedelics could unlock new creative pathways. The famous example of Steve Jobs, who attributed part of his creative process to experiences with LSD, raises intriguing questions about the link between altered states and innovation. As we near the conclusion of this chapter, it's essential to ponder the ethical dimensions of psychedelic research. Should these substances be treated as mere drugs, or do they require a paradigm shift in how we understand what they can offer? As we advance, the journey into the depths of the human brain may very well be interwoven with the world of psychedelics. Next, we will explore the fascinating intersection of artificial intelligence and consciousness, to see how technology might be the next frontier in understanding what it truly means to be human. Imagine a moment when time seems to slow down, a heartbeat stretching into eternity, or perhaps a flash of clarity as events unfold before you. Time is a peculiar phenomenon, and the brain plays a critical role in how we perceive it. Scientists have long studied how our brains construct our experience of time, revealing the complex interplay between cognition, emotion, and memory. The mind's ability to distort time can be illustrated in various situations, from the adrenaline rush during a near-miss accident, when every second feels stretched, to the hours that slip away when we are engrossed in a good book. This chapter delves into the fascinating science of time perception, exploring how the brain interprets duration and its implications on our daily lives. Research has shown that our perception of time is not fixed. In fact, it can vary based on the context we find ourselves in. For example, a study by researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that when participants were asked to estimate time passages during exhilarating activities, their perceptions were significantly skewed. Those who experienced high levels of excitement perceived shorter time intervals than those engaged in mundane tasks. This effect raises questions. Does our brain prioritize emotional experiences, shaping our memories of time as a result? Furthermore, the concept of temporal resolution adds another layer to our understanding. Neuroscientists have identified that the brain encodes information about time using specific neural circuits. For instance, during a recent experiment, individuals were asked to tap their fingers in rhythm while listening to a beat. It was observed that the dopaminergic system, particularly associated with reward, significantly influenced their ability to maintain accurate timing. This connection between reward systems and time perception suggests that our brain doesn't just passively measure time, it actively interprets and contextualizes it according to the significance of events. Moreover, time perception has profound implications for our emotional well-being. A study published in the journal Cognition indicates that individuals with anxiety often experience time as passing more quickly during stressful periods. This alteration can lead to a cycle of heightened anxiety and distorted time perception, ultimately impacting their quality of life. As we examine the implications of these findings, it's clear that understanding time perception can enlighten therapeutic approaches to anxiety and emotional disorders. In conclusion, the brain's role in time perception is a vivid testament to its intricacy. The way we experience time is deeply intertwined with cognitive and emotional factors, offering insights into our consciousness and existence. As we continue to unravel these mysteries, one can't help but wonder, how might our understanding of time perception evolve as technology advances, and what new layers might we uncover about our experience of reality? Music is often considered the universal language, a powerful expression of human emotion and experience. But have you ever wondered what happens in our brains when we listen to a favorite song or dance to a catchy beat? This chapter immerses us in the captivating relationship between music and the brain. Research shows that music activates numerous regions in the brain, including those associated with emotion, memory, and even movement. A study published in PLOS1 found that listening to music can increase dopamine levels, the neurotransmitter often referred to as the feel-good chemical. Participants who engaged in musical activities not only reported heightened feelings of happiness but also exhibited increased synaptic connections in areas of the brain responsible for emotion regulation. Additionally, music has remarkable therapeutic potential. In the field of music therapy, practitioners utilize the power of sound to help individuals with various conditions. For instance, there are numerous case studies involving patients with Parkinson's disease who have shown significant improvement in motor skills when participating in rhythmic activities. The brain naturally seeks rhythm, and engaging with music can help create new neural pathways that facilitate movement. This healing process highlights music's role not just as an art form but as a catalyst for cognitive recovery. Moreover, music's influence goes beyond health. It shapes our identity, culture, and even social interactions. Consider how a particular song can transport you back to a specific moment in time, creating vivid memories and emotions. Neuroscientists have found that the hippocampus, which plays a central role in memory formation, is highly active during musical experiences. This connection between music